you've got to approach it with a scientific attitude. If someone says, oh, I can do this and do that, you go, really? Have you done it? And you've got to find out if it's a theory. You've got to find out where this person's getting their information from. Otherwise, stop going down the slow road and take the fast road. And I've said this a million times. Everything that makes up being alive is in your skin bag right now, or you would be dead. Go in there and have a look. All the answers are inside you. It takes me less than 2 minutes to take you there if you want to, Alex.
I would love to. I was like, is he inviting me to do this? I would love to. If you could show us, if you could show it to us.
All it takes is 1 minute.
Do you want to do it towards the end?
Fully focused, one-pointedness.
Let's do it nowish. Why not?
Without your attention, eyes, tongue, body, anything moving.
The reason I'm doing this is clarity with people. One thing you need to know before we do this, okay? And as you know, I have people coming to me saying things like, I've been meditating for 10 years, GM, and I'm just not getting anywhere with it. I'm as depressed as I was 10 years ago. Why doesn't this work? And I say, how are you meditating? And they tell me, and I say, I'm sorry, you've been visualizing for 10 years, not meditating.
Right.
And that is what most people teach, and it's disgusting. Once again, they don't know what they're doing. So, if you're quite content in life, but occasionally a thought process comes up that makes you feel a little bit sad and you don't know why that is, you will contemplate. That's what contemplation is for, seeing where the glitch is in your program. That will tell you that. Your brain thinks in picture form. If you want to talk to your brain, if you want your brain to create a miracle, all you have to do is talk to it in its own language, which is pictures, and it will produce anything you want it to produce, including healing cancer, if that's what's necessary. But you've got to learn its language. I've said this to you before. If I say to you, what color is your house? You don't see the words, my house is white. You see a white house. Your brain is going, it's this color. You see, it talks. So you have to talk back to it in pictures. It doesn't know what words mean. Why? Because it's a dead thing. We've just discussed that. So contemplation is to fix the program. Visualization is to tell your brain what you want it to do. Meditation is to take you into the enlightened mind, the spirit, to take you out of ego. That's what that's for, and that's all it's for. Each one practice has a different objective and outcome. People are trying to reach enlightenment through visualization. People are trying, etc., etc., using the wrong tool for the wrong thing. In saying that, here we go.
Okay.
This is going to take 3 minutes, maybe 5. Let's go 5. You ready?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Be very comfortable, please. Take a nice, easy, deep breath. And as you let your breath out, make sure your eyes are closed. Nice and easy. You take one more breath, and as you let this next breath out, let every muscle and every organ in your body just drop and hang. This is called an inner smile. When you let everything inside you relax, your upper diaphragm in your torso and your lower diaphragm starts to sink in the middle, and it looks like a smile, and that's called the inner smile. It's a very, very healthy thing to do. Now that you're in there and you're relaxed, the first thing you're going to notice is the blackness, and in that blackness there's going to be movement, like watching a bowl of black ink. But that's okay. You've gone in there to be still in yourself, not to still the things that you can see. So stilling the movement in the blackness is an absolute ridiculous movement. So don't do that. Somewhere back there in the background, in that darkness, Alex is chattering away somewhere. There's chatter, internal chatter, there's voices, there's thinking. Don't worry about that. That's not you either, obviously. You are something else in there watching that. Also, there may be colors coming and going from the blackness. There might be shapes coming and going in the blackness. The shapes may be changing colors. The colors may be changing colors right in front of you. Don't try and do anything with that either. That's not you. Why the hell would you try and stop that? So what have we got? You are sitting there in this wonderful, dark, beautiful space in the middle of your brain somewhere, and all around you there's movement, there's chattering, there's shapes, there's voices, there's colors, there's aches and pains of the body, all sorts of things. And as we've said, to try and stop those is an absolute irrelevant practice. What you will notice, though, is your focus tends to move from the blackness to the movement, from the movement to the shapes, from the shapes to the thinking, from the thinking to the voices. That is what you have to still. That is you. Stilling what you're aware of is irrelevant and inconsequent. So, what have we got now? Like being the eye in a storm. You have this raging storm whizzing around you, and yet in that eye there is absolute beautiful stillness, a clear blue sky, sun beaming in, absolute stillness, no movement of wind or anything. And yet going on around you is enormous amounts of destruction, but you in the middle are untouched, and you are held there in the middle by that destruction going on around you. Nothing can get through there to you, but unfortunately you can't get through it. And that's the situation, but that's not a problem. So you're sitting in there, absolutely wonderfully still. You've got thoughts chattering away in the background, and in those chattering thoughts somewhere in the background are all your fears and problems and beliefs and all the stupidity that have made all the things in your life that were difficult. But they're not you. Do nothing about it. Your job is to sit there and stop your focus from moving from one thing to the other. That is the stillness you're after. And when you can do that, you can then go about watching Alex go through his day, working in the world, doing what Alex normally does, but you yourself will consistently, constantly be in that wonderful, beautiful stillness, untouched by the stupidity of the thoughts that Alex has at certain times. But that's irrelevant too. You sit there in that wonderful stillness, and sitting there you can now see and realize that all of your problems are in that thinking back there somewhere. Now, if you can sit there absolutely still for 1 minute, enlightenment will hit you like a truck. And this is why I said before, if you can just count backwards and hold your focus for 30 seconds, and then if you can extend that to 1 minute, that's all you have to do. Train your focus to be in the moment for 1 minute, and you'll start to realize enlightenment. And that's what the practices are for. So I'm going to leave you for 20 seconds, and then I'll call you back out of it and we'll get back into the interview. But watch, notice, but don't move. Okay, Alex, that's probably about 20 seconds. Take a deep breath, buddy, and slowly come back to your room. Wunderbar. If you're not doing that, you're not meditating.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly it. It was beautiful. It's I'm used to doing that with my meditation. I just kind of go into a place where I stop, and then I go, and I'm gone somewhere, and then I come back. And sometimes there's 30 minutes that go by, and I'm gone. And that's what
you actually have to stop that as well, my friend, eventually.
Uh-huh.
I was talking to a lady the other day. She's been meditating for 30 years and she's still having problems. She's not getting the ultimate what she wanted, and she explained what she was doing. She was doing exactly what I just did with you, but then she starts to feel this beautiful sensation of melting and becoming one with the all.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, what's just happened? She's shifted her focus onto that. Doesn't matter how beautiful it is, it can still be a trap. There's nothing wrong with any of this if you're not trying to get to the ultimate point of enlightenment at all. It's just what happens, and you need to understand that. But you cannot move. You've got to be still, regardless of what's coming at you. Hold that stillness for 1 minute. If you're coming and going, you're moving. If you're focusing on wonderful feelings, you just move. These things are grabbing you and moving. This is your ego doing this to you. Absolute stillness. And then when you can hold that without single movement, you have arrived at that state of mind that you were before matter, before the Big Bang. And then you will experience oneness with the all, the entity of all at that moment. Guaranteed, for all the obvious reasons.
That is beautiful. Yeah. It was nice
Leave
to
it
go
at
there.
that, shall we?
It was nice to go there, my friend, with you. GM, it's always such a pleasure talking to you, my friend. I know you are a wealth of information, experiential information that we could talk forever. We will definitely have to do this again and talk about some other subjects as well, my friend. Do you a question I have for you?